though.
Shout out to the Black Rock girl.
So
Yes.
You are now listening to the Dress Code Podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Dress Code Podcast. Today is a very special episode. We have a very special person with us today, and I'm going to introduce you to Sarah Sommer. She's a stylist, and she is an entrepreneur, and she is just a powerful woman. I'm just really excited for her to be here with us today. So, Sarah, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you for that intro.
You're
That was
welcome.
so
I know, it's like
amazing.
off the top of my head.
Oh, girl, thank you.
Of course, you're welcome. Me and Sarah met in Tempe Fashion Week, I think,
About a year ago?
I was going to say 3 years ago. A year ago?
When was it?
I don't even know. I feel like it was like,
I think it was last year.
really?
I mean, a lot has happened
I know, I was
last
going to
year,
say, it
so
just
it
felt
feels
like such a long time
Was
ago.
it though?
I don't know.
Now you got me.
I
all
would say
tripped
at
up
least
about
a
it.
year and
Yeah.
a half-ish.
Yeah.
It was like in the
It was like
spring.
April, May that we did the show
Mhm.
of whatever year it was.
Yeah.
I think it was last year.
And we just got paired like randomly together.
Yes.
And we worked so good together. I remember like after the show we were like, this was so fun. Like we actually worked so good
It
together.
was
It's
so perfect.
It
Yeah,
was.
exactly. It wasn't
It was like
random.
love
It
at
was
first
meant
sight.
to be. Yes, totally. I loved it.
But then after that, we kind of started just working together on her independent photo shoots and another Tempe Fashion Week show after that,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
That was for their, and that was, so then it had been like the fall show, and then we were back together for the spring.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
For the spring one was a year ago when you assisted me for my own
Okay.
line. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. So yeah, a year and a half ago we officially met.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It went by so fast.
Aww.
I love it.
Yeah, so then I just kind of helped her out with her photo shoots, and recently you had a big thing going on. Tell us about that. Tell us about your new adventures that you've been on.
This year has been crazy, but definitely my biggest job so far. So I do, just like a little background, I do more commercial, editorial, a little bit of personal styling for, just local and national brands. This year has been some of my bigger ones. I about 2 months ago, I did my first film. It was a low budget
That is so
Lifetime
cool.
movie, which was
Oh my
awesome. It was quite the
gosh.
experience.
I bet.
And I mean, I don't even know where to start. Yeah, so then we went into Grand Canyon University shoot. That was a huge job, almost as big as the film in about a quarter of the time. So that was intense. And
Was that for a GCU commercial?
yeah, it was actually 5 commercials that we were shooting
Oh
in
my
5
gosh.
days.
Oh, wow.
And I had a week between the film and the GCU project. I thought I had longer.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I had a week between wrapping and fittings, so not even to take a break. It was intense. So
That's
like basically
insane.
for 2
Wow.
months I wasn't sleeping, and I had brought on a couple people to help, and it was amazing. It was a great experience, kind of a culmination of everything that I've
Mm-hmm.
kind of done over the last 2 years. And then I actually just did a shoot, my first celebrity shoot with Danica Patrick.
She's a
So those are just some of the more recent, definitely bigger jobs that I've done in my career so far. So
That's pretty awesome.
yeah, thank you.
Congrats.
excited about
That's
it.
really
Thanks.
cool. How did you get the Danica Patrick, if you don't mind telling
I don't
a little
mind.
insight on that?
Honestly, almost all of my business is word of mouth. So even that one was, to be honest, I'm not quite sure. But I had asked the only person on set that I knew, and he was like, "Oh, we gave them a bunch of names," and so I don't really remember if yours was in there, but I'm sure it was.
Mhm.
And he kind of does everything. He's a props, he's art department, he's producer. A lot of times it's producers from previous jobs that will reach out to me and have me come back. So I feel very fortunate that a lot of
Oh,
my
yeah.
business is word of mouth
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
referrals, and just,
So you don't have
people
to like
thinking of me.
really
I
market.
feel like that's how the fashion
technically?
industry is. It's very, that's why
Mhm.
it's like when you get something big, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed, I'm so lucky because
It's so
it
true.
is word of mouth and
It's so
connections.
true.
And
It's
that's why you
so
have
true.
network too.
Totally. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, and just be good at what you do and passionate and,
Yeah.
you know, have a good
Definitely.
attitude. I mean, people pick up on that stuff. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Very true.
I do feel very blessed and very fortunate, though. I mean, it's been
That's-
amazing.
That's so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. thank you.
So how did you like? Because this was not your major in college, correct? So like,
No.
talk us through how you kind of like knew that this was for you, and for you to kind of like after college figure out this is not what I want to do and this is now what I want to do.
Totally.
Like, tell us about that.
So my story leading up to becoming a stylist is kind of my bread and butter for what really keeps me going, to be honest. I discovered the career when I was 16, doing like a little like, what should you be when you grow up? Back then they were like in magazines, just like little quizzes.
Oh my god, I did that all the time, like follow the boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Mostly A's, mostly B's. This is what you should be. And so it actually said celebrity stylist or like wardrobe assistant or something. And I was like, oh, that would be so cool. At that point, I was 16. Like I said, I like helped my sisters and my mom a lot with like what to wear. And my mom did struggle with like body image issues. I mean, I didn't know at the time that that's what I was working with. But so I had already had like a little dabbling. And I was like, oh, you can do that. And anyway, cut to college. And it didn't really like cross my mind. I had been working in retail. I went into work at Seal. And that was my first job for 5 years. No, not anymore. They closed a couple of years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, that was my first job. And so I've been working in fashion, working in retail, but I didn't really know like how to make it a thing. And I feel like once that celebrity was in my mind, I was like, oh, that's like that highest level. Like, how do I do that? What do I do? And that's just kind of where I left it. I ended up studying interior design in college. So still kind of on that creative artsy path.
Same world.
Totally. But hadn't really thought about like going into fashion. Was just like, what can I do? What am I gonna do? And all the while still working in retail. By that point I had like midway through college moved on to like cosmetics. So I was working Bare Minerals and mostly management. So just like working my way up the corporate ladder in retail, or trying to. And so I ended up staying in retail after college. I worked in retail for 15, 20 years total. And then 2016, I was a mom. I think they were 1 and 3 at the time, so they were little.
Yeah.
And I decided I wanted to express myself through fashion. With my son, I had postpartum depression, and so fashion was what got me out of it, so to speak. I mean, there was a lot more to it, but just getting dressed, making myself feel like myself again, and really empowering myself. So I wanted to share that and started posting my outfits on Instagram. After a few years, only had a few hundred followers, but I kept doing it because I wanted to, right? Because I wanted to.
It paid off.
Yeah. And so, to make a long story longer, a friend of mine from high school at that point had reached out to me and knew that like I said, it was high school, so she knew that I wanted to be a stylist even from back then. Sent me a photographer's story saying he was looking for a stylist. I sent him my mom's style. I was like, this is all I have to show you of my portfolio, but I would love to come on this job with you. And he accepted. And that started about 6 months of me just doing test shoots, just working with models, photographers for one of the local agencies, just a bunch, just getting my foundation laid, just a bunch of test shoots, getting my foot in the door, kind of understanding the process. And then my mom got sick. And so 2018, 2019, we spent, me and my sisters, my family, just kind of spent with her, taking care of her, figuring things out as a family. And then, of course, 2020 happened. And, you know, all the self-reflection that those 2 years brought for me. And obviously 2020 for a lot of people. But I was like, what the heck am I doing with my life? Like, why am I working in retail? This is whatever. So I decided then and there to pursue styling. And it even started off that way. A different photographer recognized that I was able to do it and wanted to do it, and she brought me on just to assist her. And from there, it just kind of, again, snowballed. The brand that we were working on wanted me to style their next shoot, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And that was about 2.5 years ago. And like I said, I just came off of my biggest jobs that I've done. And so for me, I think it's more about the mindset and the self-reflection and the growth that I went through to really decide that this is what I wanted to do. I mean, for 20 years, I was just like floating around it and figuring it out. And I don't know how to do it. So I just like stopped myself. And then that's, you know, now it's given me like a baseline or not a baseline, but a foundation of like, this is my motivation and this is why I want to keep doing it. And like we were talking about earlier, that reflects on set. And so I feel very lucky, and that's my very long story about how I got started. But
that's so cool.
That's a beautiful story.
Thank
I
you.
like that,
Thank you.
I like that it's sort of a family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It always comes back to,
Mhm.
for me, it comes back to that core, like, what is the meaning of life? And why are we doing this? And life is short, and you never know
Just
what can
do it,
happen
yeah.
and when. And
I'm glad you had that moment of like, okay, I need to stop doing this, and I need to do this, because we only live for so long.
Totally.
I always try, and especially my mom, she's like at a job right now that she's not super passionate about. I'm like, life is so short.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just switch over to what you want to be doing.
Yeah,
I'm so
it's
glad
so
that
true.
you did that.
It's so true. Thank you. And it is, I mean, there is definitely like a moment in time, I feel like, when you really feel ready, but it's work. It takes time, and it takes work, and it takes awareness and self-reflection and a lot of hard work and a lot of hard feelings. You know what I mean? And I don't know why it's so important for me to like talk about that part of it, but I think it's easy to see somebody not doing what they love and all of a sudden maybe doing something that they love, and it's just feeling like it was so easy for them to get there, right? And it's usually not. It's easy to see that overnight success, but it's usually like years in the making or lots of conversations or whatever, you know.
And it's hard because like social media, like you never know what's going on behind the scenes and
Totally.
what the process
It
is.
looks
Totally.
like something
leading
just
up to it.
happened overnight.
Right.
Totally, for sure. Yeah.
And that's why it's just so difficult to kind of like follow someone else's story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure like people like on our social medias are probably like, oh yeah, they just made this thing happen so quickly, and no, it's been a hard journey.
It's actually been a year since we first talked about it to our first episode.
Yeah,
so,
see?
Yeah.
People think we just did it.
Well,
But it
congrats
actually
to
took
you
a long
guys,
time.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know.
It actually took a long time. It was more so just dreams.
It was
We
more
talked
so
about
just
that in
like,
an
yeah, we're
earlier
planning to
episode.
stay, and we're like, maybe not, and then to stay.
I got busy, you know.
But I mean, dreams are dreams, right? Like, it's nothing tangible really until you really like set your mind to it. It's all
Right.
mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Yeah, definitely.
That was an amazing intro.
good.
Our best intro yet.
Amazing. Cheers to that.
Cheers. You said you were a mom of two.
Yes.
I love them. They're so cute.
Thank you.
How do you balance your life being yourself, like putting not only yourself first, but like your business and then your family and your kids, and like just trying to like make sure everyone's happy, including yourself, you know? Like
Girl,
that's
it's
just
hard.
really hard. I
It
don't
is
know how
hard.
you do that.
I don't sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you can't balance it all. I mean, I have arguments with my daughter about my job that I'm gone too much sometimes. Like I said, this is fairly new for us as a family, and they're 7 and 9 now, and my daughter's 9, my son is 7, and yeah, I mean, sometimes it's why are you gone so long, and when are you coming back, and it's tears, and it's hard to leave sometimes, and there's mom guilt, and sometimes my relationship is on the back burner, sometimes myself is on the back burner. So I mean, for me, when I first was starting, it was even now it's important, but it was really important to figure that out, and almost to the point where it was like detrimental. Like I was focusing so much on how to do it that so now it's like something is gonna have to give, and that's okay too, right? And then I'll pick it up tomorrow or the next day or when I can. So just having a little more grace with myself about it, I think is helpful.
That's good.
And just knowing that not all of it can be done, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Not
and
everything can get 100% all the time.
It can't. And I think it wears on you when you put that pressure on to I mean, I've been there too, and some days I'm still there, and sometimes I just have to have a cry, and sometimes I just have to have a scream.
It's
you know,
so crazy what a cry can do for you, honestly.
It is.
I'll be having the worst day, cry it out, and I'm like, all right, let's get back
Let's
to
get
it.
back to it. I love that. That's strong, motivated, empowered women. I mean, that's the balance, right?
Powerful women do
the
cry.
balance.
Just
Yes.
let that be known.
Yes.
And it makes them more powerful.
It literally does.
It makes them more
Totally.
powerful.
Totally
So yeah, I mean, balance is important, and you definitely like, I should have been working on something this morning and I needed to take a walk instead. You know what I mean? So it's like being okay with that and knowing that now after the walk I can be more productive and my mind isn't racing and whatever the case may be, whatever works for you. But figuring out how to best balance even if it's moment to moment is what I like. Sometimes it just has to be moment to
not
moment.
just playing out the whole day and just kind of go
Yeah.
Just minute by minute.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
especially when you have other people involved and other people's needs and whatever can come up. So
Yeah.
that is something I'm still learning. And as I get busier, is definitely, I'm figuring out how to balance every day.
Yeah.
And that's okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then I think that's like the biggest change from when I started. It's like, I have to be able to balance all of this. And how am I going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
And no, you're not. And that's okay too.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I have been at your house whenever, I don't know if you remember this,
It's
but the
crazy in
kids
there.
got home and they were doing their homework, trying to like figure out their homework, and you were doing your styling thing, and I was like helping you like do an inventory, and like it was honestly a madhouse. I'm like, I don't know how to do this right now. I was like helping them with homework and doing this. I was like,
That's
this is
so
amazing.
That was amazing.
It was so fun. I'm like, this gave me my birth control that I needed.
Totally. Well, and I think that's an important note too that I probably haven't said enough is finding people that you can rely on that can help you when you and being okay to ask for it. Right?
Yeah.
Like in the beginning too, it was like, no, I have to do this all myself and staying up all night just to steam. Like why? Like there's no like why?
When there's somebody in your life willing to
Someone,
help you do that,
there's someone who can help. There's
Mhm.
someone who wants to help. There's usually multiple people that want to help. Just being okay with it and accepting it and bringing them in and having amazing people available. You know, makes it all.
She is amazing.
She is.
Stop. It's not about me, okay? No, yeah. I think asking for help is so hard, but it's so helpful at the end of the day. Like, I don't even know how to do that still.
It's
Well, if
hard.
you have the right people too, they'll
Mhm.
notice that you need help before you
Right.
even have to ask it sometimes.
It's so true.
That is very true.
It's so true. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This just became an inspirational podcast.
I love it. This is what the people need.
Yes, it's so
They
true.
need to be inspired.
That's so funny.
So, do you have any plans for the summer? Like, any vacations you're going on?
We
Or
have
what's
some
going on?
ideas. Yeah, we have some ideas. Possibly camping. I know that's not very fun.
Not really
like a
summer
fashion
vacay that I was thinking
I
of.
know.
The one time Mackenzie's been camping recently, she called it glamping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't camp in a tent.
No.
That's
I
not
actually
me.
never been, but it kind of the opportunity kind of came up, so
Mhm.
it's on the radar.
Mhm.
There'll be, I'm sure, some beach trips. We have a sister. I have a sister in California, and so we'll probably go see her. And I don't know anything else that comes up, but
That's nice.
yeah, just try and get out of town a little bit with the kids.
Mhm.
So
A little break from
Even
the
just
world.
Sedona is a
yeah,
Could
we
be,
do like to go
honestly, yeah.
north with them a lot. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Sedona, Flagstaff, we'll go, but I like something. Let's get
Out
out
of
of
the
town.
state.
Yeah.
Let's get out of the state.
Something
for a
new.
little bit. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love the
mountains,
beach.
maybe
so.
the beach
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I honestly need help because I'm going to Hawaii this summer in June. Literally next month.
good start.
Yes.
I'm scared. I've
That's
never
so
been
fun.
before.
You've
but-
never been to Hawaii?
No.
What part
Have
are you going to?
Yeah. Kauai.
Me too.
That's where you're going?
Amazing. I actually lived in Waikiki for
Oh,
3
that's
years
right.
after
That's
college.
right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I never made it to Kauai though. I
Really?
went to Maui, I went to the Big Island, but
Mm.
I haven't been to Kauai yet.
Everyone says that it's like a good hiking and
Yeah.
like
It's
natural,
more like
part.
outdoorsy,
Mhm.
definitely quieter, like less people, less
Yeah. I'm
civilization.
excited to
but-
see what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, I'm
honestly.
excited for you. That sounds amazing.
I know,
Yeah.
but for anyone else that has like a resort trip or beach
Mhm.
trip or something like that, what do you think they should bring with them?
What are some essentials?
Totally.
Yeah, because you know, like they have a carry-on, they don't have the
Totally.
whole wardrobe. What are
Mhm.
the key pieces they need?
Totally.
for the summer?
So for summer travel, especially like resort or beach or some of those like breezier, cooler, I should say warmer. You want like the cooler pieces to
Yeah.
wear.
Mhm.
Obviously dresses are going to be your best friend. Sundresses, flowy dresses, not a lot of fabric, but
maybe
yeah.
not the satin, but
you could do something like that. Maybe throw like a t-shirt over it and like knot it,
Yeah,
and that
that'd be
can make it
cute.
more like
Oh, that's
casual
actually
with like a
so
sneaker.
cute. Mhm.
So cute, still flowy and breezy, and get you from A to B or whatever you're
Mhm.
doing that day.
You can still be
Yeah.
comfortable too.
Totally. And then you
Especially
have the
this
t-shirt
season.
that you can mix with like a pair of shorts or something that you have too. I think matching sets, especially this season, are amazing
Obsessed,
for
yeah.
travel.
Mhm.
Because you get 2 or 3 matching sets and you've got like at least 12, 15 different
Oh, you can,
outfits
like,
just right
mix and
there, just
match.
mixing and matching,
Yeah.
throwing a little shirt over your dress or
Mhm.
whatever. So especially this season, they're so on trend right now. You can find them anywhere, and they're in that light, breezy material. So I think those for summer travel this year are probably my main staples. Get you some dresses that are nice and flowy, and get you some matching sets. Maybe throw in a couple of tanks and t-shirts just to make swapping out a little easier. Shoes, I think it's good to have. I mean, it depends on how long your trip is, right? You don't want to wear like the same pairs of shoes for 2 weeks because your feet will feel it. You know, you want to have like options. But if you're just going for a weekend or like a short little trip, I think one good pair of like walking shoes, sneakers, whatever, a good like sandal or whatever, and then throw in like a fun statement shoe that you can wear out, that you can, you know, maybe dress up a
like
daytime look, like a heel or a
sandal.
sandal.
Platform sandal?
Yeah.
That'd be cute too.
Yeah, totally. Why not? You look good on your trip. And if you're going for a few days, chances are you're wearing it a couple of different times. Right. So it's not a complete waste. Maybe a little sweater or a little jacket or something just in case, again, depending on where you're going. But maybe a fun little scarf as an accessory. You can wet them and still look cute and cool on the go.
True.
So yeah, I think those are easy to pack, keeping in the natural fabrics, right? Like your cottons and your linens. You can throw in a handheld steamer, it's okay.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna bring my steamer for sure, but I mean, it's so humid in Kauai that I don't even know if I'll even need it, but.
Yeah, it's true.
They might have one in the hotel room too.
Yeah. If you're staying in a hotel, you can always use an iron
I'm at like
for sure.
Airbnb, so hopefully they will. I mean, an iron will do just fine.
Yeah, totally.
But I know you're going to, sorry.
So actually, I have a question now that is something to do with my trip.
Oh yeah, tell us.
I'm going to Paris for 3 weeks.
Yes.
And we're supposed to pack, we're supposed to pack light, and we're supposed to pack business casual. So what are your ideas for me? Like, do you have any advice?
Are you, what are you going for? Is it like a work trip? Like,
it's
why
for
the
school,
specific? Okay.
But we're going to be going to archives of Dior and Louis Vuitton, and also networking at like a 3-day Louis Vuitton wearable technology expo or
Can
something.
I be on FaceTime like the whole entire time?
Like, this is my associate.
You have just like a secret little like camera.
Oh
my gosh, how amazing.
So, but 3 weeks, my teacher said pack light, and in our last episode, Mackenzie's like, how do you pack light in Paris for 3 weeks? And I was thinking, like, layers, and then just switch them all up. What do you think?
So true.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're in the same realm of flowy dresses, maybe your jacket, maybe something as a more, like, powerful like, shoulder, maybe it's a blazer, maybe it's like I was gonna say bomber, which you probably could get away with a certain type of bomber, a moto jacket. I mean, it is like hot and humid there, but at nights you're gonna want it, and inside you're probably gonna want something with a little more weight to it.
I feel like at nights it would be cold there.
I think so too. I think so too.
Cold for us.
Cold for us. Yeah.
Right? I mean, even this morning it was like 65. I'm like,
I almost put a jacket this morning.
Yeah. I think a couple pairs of jeans would be good, like a black jean, a dark jean, something that can still look elevated, that gives you that like business casual. Maybe a midi skirt, midi dress. Maybe 1 or 2 dresses that are flowy. Again, you can swap out the jackets or put like a little t-shirt on, make it more casual. Or if you're wearing it with a blazer and some heels, then it's like a nighttime. I don't know what they have planned for you.
I just want to be looked at as like professional because we're going to be meeting like we could be meeting, you know, people.
Totally.
So
well, you need like professional, you need casual. I mean, you're not going to be wearing like, you know, you need some options. So I would say, a couple pairs of slacks, like what you have on today, like that would be good. Like it's like a lightweight material that folds and rolls easily.
She also said walking shoes. Yeah. And I have 1 pair of like white Michael Kors sneakers that I love and I wear to be elevated, but still have like, but what other shoes do you think would be comfortable but also stylish?
Like a good loafer, even like a chunky loafer.
Oh my God.
I need a loafer.
I need a loafer.
Yes. And you need it now so you can wear it, you can break it in before you go.
If I don't break in my shoes before, I'm going to be killed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Your
loafer,
feet are
going to be
cry.
good. Because you can wear them with socks, like while you're out and about walking.
Maybe not like
with
even a dress would be so cute with the right dress.
Totally.
And people even wear them with like kind of like an ankle white sock, or like maybe a little bit longer. Yeah.
You wear them with jeans, wear them with these.
And wear them with the right dress, and a blazer. Yeah.
I feel like I want to wear a blazer every day.
Yeah, I love that.
I think you should.
I love that.
Thanks. And one more question for me. Yeah. Do you have any stores, thrift stores preferably, in mind that will carry the clothes that I'm looking for? I went to Buffalo Exchange's $1 day. That was a mess.
Yeah.
There was nothing for me, and everybody was like pushing me. So
was it busy in there?
It was so busy.
Oh god.
I would not recommend.
I don't know, for secondhand. I do
Or,
Poshmark.
Poshmark's good. Or like
but,
sustainable, but
yeah,
not that
Not
pricey at the
crazy.
same time. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of sustainable is pricey. I'm like, we're trying to help the earth here. Like,
Can
give
we
us a
get
break.
can we cut the slack?
No, it is a little frustrating. I
Mhm.
get you. I don't know. I'd have to come back to you.
Sure,
on that,
yeah,
to be
take your
honest.
time.
Yeah.
You know where to find me.
Because I really, there's a brand I really like called Dish, DISSH. They're out of Australia. They're medium pricey.
Okay.
They're not going to be like secondhand price, but they're not like crazy expensive
Okay.
like some of the other ones.
Yeah.
But they're like a classic style. Like interchangeable pieces, you know, like
I'll have to check them out.
jeans, blazers, DISSH.com. It's Australia, so it takes a little bit of shipping time, but I
Order
really
now.
like them.
Order now. It's a
Yeah.
month. It's literally a month
Have a
from
month.
2 days ago.
Okay,
So-
amazing. Yeah, you have time.
I'm
You
getting
have time.
ready.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so fun. I can't wait.
Thank you. That was the biggest thing for me. Obviously, like
Yeah.
when I go somewhere, even if it's to the grocery store, like what I wear matters to me so much.
That's amazing.
And so the fact that this is going to be like one of the peaks of my life, I
Yeah.
need to have.
Mhm.
That's so scary to think about. Like my wedding day and this trip are the
Yes,
two things.
yes.
Like, you know what I mean? So thank you for that.
Yeah,
I was
of
really
course.
nervous about what I was going to be wearing.
Can I ask why is sustainable? What's your like motivation for that?
Sustainable be because usually, just to start, I bag on Shein like every episode. I hate Shein so much. And so I want to set an example.
Yes.
Hopefully, people will look to me for fashion.
Totally.
And so if I'm sustainable, other people will be sustainable.
Totally.
Plus, it's something I can do to help out the earth.
That's a great answer.
And I've been preaching to my mom lately that we should be, buying more secondhand than buying new.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're wanting that piece from that person,
It's true.
So
It's true.
that's why I go for sustainable.
I love it. Yeah, I took because my career started off working for like one of the worst fast fashion brands ever,
Literally.
right? And so for 15 years, I spent even like in the malls shopping for that night out look. Like I was the prime example of
Like buying for one event.
exactly.
And then
yeah,
never wearing
yeah,
it.
never wearing it again.
Me.
Cheap clothes, not sustainable. Like obviously back
Yeah.
then, this was like 20 years ago.
Mhm.
That wasn't even in anybody's realm.
Right.
But anyway, I started learning more about it, and 2020 to 2021, I spent not shopping fast fashion.
Awesome.
Really, my goal was to not shop at all,
Mhm.
but in a
That's
year,
hard.
a couple of things came up. So that was when I
Right.
really got into Poshmark and like buying secondhand.
Poshmark's good because you can buy name brand, but
Yeah,
I've never
secondhand.
shopped on like a Depop or a Poshmark
Mhm.
before. I always go to thrift stores, but I feel like I should try it out and just see.
my mind can't
It's
handle
good.
thrift stores. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I can't. I
It's
just
just
can't.
not-
I just can't.
fun for me to like go in and spend a lot of time in there and like the possibility of not finding something.
Yeah.
I just can't handle. So if
Yeah.
I go to Poshmark and I look up that thing
Yeah.
and
It's
get
like
it,
Google,
yeah, it's so easy for me.
Yeah.
It's
I
true.
think
I
it's
don't know
like
how
a-
people find such good finds at like Goodwill.
It's a day thing.
You
like,
have to spend
have
8
to
hours
be, like,
there.
Yeah.
just in your zone, because that's I usually like throw in my AirPods,
Yeah.
shop
Yeah.
all day long, make sure I'm fed, and have my coffee.
Good
I
to
mean,
know.
I feel
Yeah.
that. Like
It's
that's
like
what-
hiking.
that's like your
Put on
thing,
your
right?
shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
love
snazzy.
that. Yeah,
That's
and
fun.
I like to have my coffee and my computer. I'm like, okay, let's just
Do
look
you
this way.
do research at all while you're thrifting about the piece that you found? Do you
No, but
ever-
I think that's a great idea.
Because I know sometimes if you go thrifting and you look up a piece and you realize it's actually an expensive piece, you
Totally.
could flip it or you could buy
Totally.
it.
I
Totally.
never have done that before.
Me either. I just thought of it right now.
I just buy it.
I mean, you said
that's a
laptop.
whole-
I was like,
Yeah, I mean that's a whole world and niche in and
That's
of
like
itself.
yeah,
You
it's
could
like
totally.
a whole other
if you
separate-
want to be in the fashion industry and you don't know where you belong, that is something you could
that's
do.
a good
Totally.
starter. For
If you're
sure.
just flipping clothes.
Mhm.
I
A
mean,
lot of people do that.
A lot of people like doing that. A lot of people love thrifting and being in that. Like it's just
Yeah,
not
that's
me.
fun.
But I
No,
mean,
not me
they,
either, but-
they flip
But
it to be
I
like
think-
3 times as much as what it actually is, and then
But
that's
people will pay
then it
it.
gets to be like, okay, come on, it's vintage, we get it, but like,
I mean, there's a market for everything, right?
Mhm.
Like one person's trash is
Mhm.
Yeah,
someone
that's
else's.
true.
You just yeah.
That's
But I
true.
do. I love the goal of being sustainable,
Thank you.
and I think, what was I gonna say? I think it's important to always have that goal, but
Mhm.
again, with grace and with,
Yeah.
because you can buy something
Can't
on,
do it every time.
I'm not a fan of Shein either. I don't think I've ever actually bought anything from them unless it was indirectly through Amazon.
Oh.
which
Oh yeah,
I literally
it's a
almost
whole
bought
other
something
thing.
yesterday
I
and then
know,
it said Shein.
I
I was like,
know.
oh, can't do
I
it.
know. Well, I mean, even shopping Amazon, if we're really getting to the nitty
That's
gritty,
true, that's true.
is not
Mhm.
sustainable.
Hey, I only
on
use
their-
Amazon for emergencies.
I use Amazon more than I care to admit, but it's for my job. I have
me
to.
too. Hey, no one's gonna get you.
We always used to joke about the Amazon guy coming to your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
like,
like,
I
don't let
know
him see
exactly
me
what
with
this
your
is.
family.
It's like piles of boxes of clothes, like heavies. Once
That's
saw
so
this
funny.
guy who's carrying like so much, like a rolling rack, all the boxes, and he was just like plopped it down. I was like, why are you doing that to
He was
yourself?
like, whew.
Make 2 trips.
He's like, no, I gotta make one. I gotta do it.
But I
One
think if
trip
you
kind of guy.
are if you are buying like a piece that you know you're gonna wear and you're gonna wear
Mhm.
the heck out of, I don't know if we can cuss on this, but
No, yeah,
okay.
I said the F word last time.
Okay,
Well,
perfect.
that's like,
If you know you're gonna
maybe
wear
too
it,
much.
We
Yeah.
said before we started the podcast that we were gonna do that. So.
okay, good. I'm
That's
obsessed.
true.
Don't
Yeah,
beat
go
yourself
for
up.
it. Do whatever you want.
But yeah, if you're gonna wear the shit out of it, then it's sustainable. Even if it is from Shein, even if it's not something you're wearing one time and just throwing away.
Yeah.
So I
Like
think
if it's really a piece that you've
Yeah.
been looking for.
Yeah.
And it's only on Shein.
Yeah.
And you're gonna wear it a lot.
yeah. Chances are it's probably not only on Shein. But
Yeah.
Right,
They
it's
stole
not
it
like
from
a
another
billion
person.
other ones.
You
They
can find
stole
it
it from
somewhere
a young
else.
designer probably.
But if it's something you've thought about, like I bought a pair of shorts. They were from Anthropology, so it wasn't that bad. But they've been on my mind for the last month, and I went in and I bought them. Yeah, gotta get them, and I'm gonna wear the shit out of
Yeah,
them.
that's
I
good.
almost wore them today, but I don't know what this weather is today. So
Yeah.
And if you
No.
already have Shein in your closet, which I do, because
do.
before I knew
Mhm.
about all
Mhm.
this, I would buy from Shein.
yeah,
I hate to admit it.
no, yeah,
You can upcycle it and like make new things out of it
Mhm.
to make up for it.
yeah, totally. Or just wear it.
Yeah.
Just wear it.
Just wear it,
You know,
to the thrift store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Or resell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I did when I first started my no shopping. 'Cause I just probably at least the first 6 months was only shopping my closet. And it was a lot of wet seal stuff. It was a lot of like fast fashion stuff. But to be honest, that's really what helped me start to define my style too, is not having an overwhelming amount of options and not relying on the fact that I can just go buy something. Like I'm going to a brunch, or like even simple daily things was like, oh, I don't know what to wear. I'm just gonna go buy something.
Mm-hmm.
And so shopping my closet, even the unsustainable pieces that I've been buying for years, not only was like better for the environment, but it really helped me to figure out what my style is and made editing and getting rid of things and then shopping that much easier. So then I knew what I wanted and I wasn't overspending on fast fashion crap.
If you buy sustainable and something that's pricey, but you can layer with other things, there's so many different outfits you can make. So I'm the kind of person that will be like, oh, I already wore this recently. I don't want to wear it again.
Right.
But if you have different pieces and you keep layering them, you can make new
You
outfits
style it completely
every
different.
time. And you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't worn this combination
Totally.
before. And then that can be your new outfit adrenaline. that
Well,
you
and
get.
you're releasing energy around, like mental energy around, what am I gonna wear? I don't have anything. Instead, my only option is what's in my closet.
That's a good
So
mindset.
I have to make what is in my closet work. So how can I look at this one piece and do something different with it? Do I tie it different? Do I tuck it different? Do I layer it with something different? Like just really being, do I wear a belt? Do I not wear a belt? Like
Yeah.
it just opens up your mind to be more creative with what's already there, because you're not spiraling and like, I'm gonna go buy something, I need to go buy something, and then you're spending time at
That's
the
so
mall.
me.
And it was me too. That's why I could speak on it. It was me for a long time, right? So, and then I was like, oh shit, what am I doing to the planet? Like, this is so terrible. And not to mention, you really get down, like, the human trafficking was what really got it for me. And so I was like, well, why? Like, why? Just so I can wear this $5 shirt? Like, no.
Right.
So, anyway, just having your reasoning and, like,
Yeah.
really your motivation. And it's so beneficial. It can help you with your style. It can help you
It's
with
so
your
beneficial
confidence. It can
all
help you
different
with
ways.
everything.
Like, why wouldn't you go sustainable?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's all mindset.
There's a movie that I watched in class a couple weeks ago. I think I told you about it. It's called River Blue. Yeah, it's called River Blue.
Maybe.
I don't know who directed it or what it's on, but just look up River Blue. It's really gives me like a really different thought process on like the whole sustainability, because it takes place in China and I think Bangladesh, and it's like about the denim industry and like how like the dyes and everything is like so terrible that they do, and like especially Levi's is like not good, and they're like, oh my god, you have to watch
We
it.
hate Levi. We have a list of brands that we don't like.
Yeah, like a lot of
Levi's
them,
is, yeah.
But I mean, I think if you guys want to watch it, you guys totally should. It gives me a whole different mindset.
Yeah.
And now I can only like I physically cannot like buy anything else in like the thrift stores.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. I mean, that's the direction we are going.
Mm-hmm.
And sustainable will get less expensive, and we will be able to afford more of it. And also on that same coin, it's like back to what we were saying. Like if you're gonna wear the shit out of it, then spend
Yeah.
the $100, spend the money on it. You know, it's worth it, and then you have that piece that can be interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I love that you guys are promoting that. This is so
We try
necessary.
to. I mean, like a lot of social media like is all about what is trending now, and you need to have this right now, and it's gonna go out of style next week, so buy it now. It's just like, is it really that important to be like on trend as much as possible? Like as long as you have like a good capsule and like some pieces that are always gonna be on trend, I think that's the most important.
If you get the right pieces, you will always be trending.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Yeah. And if you need that like one-off like super trendy piece, get it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Wear it for one season and resell it or upcycle it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do, just being aware, being intentional. And that translates into everything else in your life. You know, if you're about it in your fashion, then you think more about it with your food. You think more about it maybe with your job, maybe with the people that you surround yourself. It just trickles.
It's so crazy that you said that, because after this past semester in my fashion classes, like the emphasis being on sustainability, naturally I started thinking about my food, and I didn't even realize they were connected until you just said that right now.
Totally. Yeah.
I probably did that subconsciously.
I'm sure you did. I mean, you're thinking about what you're putting on your body. You're gonna start thinking about what you're putting in your body. You're gonna think about what you're putting around your body, right? Like it all I love it. Good for
I
you.
have to take this science class for my last class of my freaking associate's degree.
Yes.
And it was going to be nutrition, but it was only 1 credit, so I'm like, maybe I'll just take it just for funsies, but I'm going to take this forensic science class.
Yes.
But that just came up in my mind. I was like,
You're
forensic
gonna be
science?
the best dressed forensic science student.
That's so fun.
I know, it's like,
I wonder how it relates to fashion, like why that's offered as an option for you.
I have no clue. I'm like,
interested.
I told my counselor, I was like, I already have my 60 credits, like I should be good. She's like, but you need a science. I'm like, I'm a fashion merchandising major. I don't need a science degree, but I mean, I guess I will because I'm being forced to. But I've been obsessed with like Dexter all of my life. I don't know why that's like a weird thing to be obsessed with.
I don't think so.
But it's like a
we all have
series.
weird
true
obsessions.
crime queen. I love true crime.
Oh yeah, and like true crime podcasts, I'm like all about it. So I'm like, I am so excited to take this class.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
And you could start your own true crime podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Most fashionably dressed true crime podcaster.
Yeah, ranking the serial killers by who is the best dressed.
Oh my god.
Like, you're
you guys should do an
dress
episode about that.
We should.
After you do your class, you need to do that.
That would be
or during.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. You need to write this down right now.
Write it down. Make a note. That is so funny. How fun.
I know. It's just like, why do I need it? But I mean, it's fun. I guess we'll take it.
Everything happens for a reason.
I'm sure it'll tie in.
God
somehow.
wanted you to
I don't
have
know
that
how.
class for a reason, and after the class, maybe not even for a while, you'll understand why you had to take
It's
it.
so true. So true.
Yeah, that's true.
How fun. That's funny.
Maybe you'll meet somebody that will be pivotal in your life.
Like Dexter himself.
Yeah, he walks in the first day.
He's the professor.
He's the professor. Hi, Mr. Dexter.
Mr. Dexter.
I don't know his last name.
Hawaiian
I don't
shirts
know
or
his
his
real
Miami. His Miami style.
For people that are listening,
Yeah.
that want to start either their own business or start on their dreams, or too scared to leave what they're doing to start their dreams, give them advice.
What a great question.
That
Because
is a great
before-
question.
I was working at Michael Kors. I loved it. And I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to quit. I'm going to start my podcast with Mackenzie, and I'm going to start my own business. And it's just such a rush.
Yes.
So can you give advice to people that are listening that want to finally make that leap?
Yes.
Ooh, that's so good.
Thank you.
I'm excited to hear the
I
answer.
hope somebody hears this and like,
Sure.
I was supposed to hear this for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If you're thinking that right now, quit your job right now. I swear. Call them up right now. Quit.
I mean, it is
It's
true.
a sign.
It's true. It's just start. That is my
Just do
simple answer. Just start.
I had no idea what I was doing, and I just started. I quit my job, and I was
still
like,
don't
okay.
have any idea what I'm doing. Like you don't know.
That's
Nobody
what life
knows
is.
what they're doing.
Yeah,
you know what I
figuring it
mean?
out.
And you figure it out, and then as you figure that out, then there's something else that you figure out.
Mhm.
But until you get started, there's nothing to figure out. You're just sitting and you're spinning and you're spinning your wheels and you're hemming and hawing and I gotta go do this, I have to spend time on this, I have to do this, I have to do that. Even 5 minutes, start something. Start, so make a note, write it down. For me, like I said earlier, it was all mindset stuff. Once I got my mind right, which that's like, I believe I'm more spiritual, so I go to my healers, I do meditations, I do, like, it is work to get your mind right. Whatever that looks like for you, get your mind right. Get out of your head about being scared to leave your job. Get out of your head about what people are going to think about you. Everyone's scared. That's why a lot of people are in corporate. That's why that's why there are not a lot of creatives. There's why, I mean, it's definitely growing, and I do think a lot of people went through what I went through in 2020 of the self-reflections and figuring out that they wanted more. But if you are somebody listening right now that didn't or hasn't figured that out yet, just start with something. And if it is a mindset, if you're sitting here thinking, well, I can't because of this and I can't because of that, that's where you need to start. Why can't you because of those things? Dig into it.
Only can't because you're saying that you
It's your mind. Right. It's your mindset. It's your mindset. There's really no other real factor stopping you. Because then once you do decide, it starts snowballing. I think the three of us can attest to that right now after what we've been talking to. I spent 20 years hemming and hawing about how the hell do I become a stylist. And as soon as I decided, literally as soon as I decided this is what I'm doing because of my mindset work, it snowballed.
It started coming
in
back.
2 years. It's all come full circle for me.
That is so awesome.
So you just have to start. In whatever that means for you, figure it out. I can't tell you what that is if you're listening. I really can't. But figure out what it is that you want. It's most likely going to change, right? Like as you start getting into it, you allow yourself change, allow yourself growth, allow your goals to be different than when you started. But just start. It did take me about 1.5 years from starting my business to actually quit my safety job.
That's okay.
And yeah, it was okay. And then once it was time, it was time.
Yeah.
And that was when I got the busiest because again, it was about releasing mental energy and the fear and the what ifs and the whatevers. So I mean, my simplest answer to that is just start. Just start somewhere and be okay with the amount of time it takes. One thing I've learned recently is there's a lot more time in the day than you think. Like there really is. There's, if you are passionate about doing something, the time shows up. So if you're working your 9 to 5, your 9 to 6, your whatever job that you have time to work on, even if it's 5-10 minutes a day. It's out of your brain, it's on paper, it's doing something that fills you up. And then you just keep snowballing with that.
So my lock screen is actually quit waiting for somebody else to do it for you. It's not going to get done unless you do it. That's my lock screen because I need to tell myself that. And if somebody really wanted to, they would. If you work 9 to 5 and you're like, oh, I don't have time for my business, obviously, personally, this may come off as a little harsh. You don't want it bad enough.
Right.
Because you would stay up late.
Right.
You would get up early.
Right.
You would sacrifice sleep.
Yeah.
You can call in, you know, out of work every now and then to work on it. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Or wake up earlier and
if
get
you
it
really
forward.
listen to this, I'll get super close to the mic. If you wanted it bad enough, you would do it.
Yeah.
And we did it.
You make time for what's important. I mean, you can say that. You've heard that me, especially about relationships. Like you make time for the people that matter.
Right.
You make time for, and I don't even want to say like you make the time. The time just appears. I don't know how else to explain it, but when you're really, you've really committed and you're really passionate, you're really decided to do something, the time makes itself available because it's not something that you feel pressured to do. It's not like, okay, now I'm done with my 9 to 5. I'm going to go home and I'm going to work on this. It's like, I'm just working on it now because this is what I want to do. And then all of a sudden it's been 3 hours or maybe even 15 minutes, like whatever time you can devote to it, just do it. You're going to be scrolling. You're going to be like, what are you doing with that time? You know what I mean? Like what else are you doing? And sure, if you're busy, you're busy. Like that's that, but giving yourself the permission, giving yourself grace, giving yourself I guess just the permission to really just go for it. Right. It's not up to anybody else. Right?
I'm a huge energy person.
Me too.
My mom taught me that. Whatever you put out in the universe will come back to you. Yeah. And I believe solely that's everything that I've wanted in my life so far. I have been blessed enough to receive because I've had that energy.
Yes.
Well, the things I asked for when I had that energy, I should say.
Yeah.
When I didn't have that energy, it wasn't the same.
No.
So if you really put it out in the universe, I will be successful.
Mm-hmm.
It will happen.
Mm-hmm.
It will.
If you put in the universe the energy, I don't have time to do this.
You
then
won't.
you don't have the time to
You
do
won't
it.
have time.
That's the energy
Yeah.
that's out there. You won't. You've already shut that. When I took that quiz when I was 16 and it said celebrity, that was my block. I was like, what the hell? I'm not gonna
The
put
word
celebrity.
celebrity.
Celebrity. That was my mental block for 20 years. Was how do I become a celebrity stylist? And I'm still by no means that, but my Danica Patrick moment
You're
was
way
definitely
farther,
full
though, than you
circle.
were.
Yeah, and in 2 years compared to, I mean, it's mindset, it's deciding, it's the energy that you put out, whatever that means to you, whatever, spiritual or whatever that means to you. Just start. Just do something. Just start.
So good.
You'll thank yourself. You would thank
Yeah.
yourself.
Mhm.
And like I said, it could change and whatever, but it's better than sitting and spinning and the what ifs and the just the what ifs, the negatives, the fear blocking you, and just start whatever it is. Even if it's figuring out what the fuck
Yeah.
it is.
Even if you're sitting down and
If
thinking,
you're like,
okay,
I don't
what do
like where my
want?
life is at right now.
Exactly.
What the fuck do I want?
Yeah.
Figure that out. Just start.
For me, it was making a Pinterest board
Yeah, amazing.
of things that
so
in
fun.
the future
Inspiration
I would
boards.
love to have this car and this house. And I'm like,
So
okay,
fun.
now let's work backwards. How do I make that money?
Amazing.
What do I do? And if making a Pinterest board is the way to get you motivated like me,
Yeah.
do it. It's not that hard.
It's so fun.
It's so
it's
fun.
It's a
It's
mood board,
creative.
so yeah.
I'm a lister. Like I like my lists.
Lists.
So I make lists.
I love
I
to
write
do
just
lists.
like
Mood
the
board,
like brain.
lists.
Yeah.
What about you?
Brain purge.
I always do my planner for the week,
Yes.
or even the month.
Yeah.
Even the year sometimes if I'm
Yeah.
crazy. I'm like at the end of the year I'll do this, but
Good for you.
I love my planner. It's so fun.
Yeah.
I have like little stickers. Oh my gosh, I keep attacking this thing. I have little stickers. They have like "Go you" or like "Good job today," and I like put them on days that I feel good about myself.
That's so good. I love that.
Go you. That's cute.
I love it.
I like lists a lot.
Yeah.
Lists help me.
Yeah.
So good, yeah.
I like wake up each morning and I like try and do a list for
Yep.
that day.
Good.
Is
Yeah.
that what you do? Are you a everyday
I
kind of
am.
girl?
I am. I do have my planner that I rely on heavily too. Usually I'll get in it the first of the week and just write down everything for the week. It always changes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the nature of being a business owner or an entrepreneur, is being flexible to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, even things that I didn't put on the list and I did, I'll write it on there just so I have the satisfaction
Me?
of
Okay, I
checking
thought
it
I was
off.
the only one.
No.
I'll
But
write
again,
things that are like I've already
yeah.
done that week.
Yeah.
Before I made the list,
Like,
I'm
check.
like, I want to check that off though.
Amazing. Yeah.
Because it makes you feel good when you
Yeah.
check things off.
Yeah.
Dopamine.
Whatever works for you,
Mhm.
you've got to figure it out. What works for you to get you to that next level? Be it in career, be it with family, be it with style. Just starting and then figuring it out and being open to change and being flexible to things being different than you anticipated. But it's always worth it. It's way worth it than a corporate 9 to 5. That is sucking the life out of you.
I
If you love your
totally-
corporate 9 to 5, then by all
Good for
means,
you,
good
yeah.
for you. Get it.
I hate it when people are like, oh, I wish I had this, or I wish I did that, or like you tell them you did something, like, oh, I wish that was me. That could be you.
Totally.
That could be
Could
you.
be the version of
It
you.
could be
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
I wish. Make it, I will.
Yeah. Or I am. Already
I
feel
am.
it.
I am
You're
that
already-
girl.
I already am that
Working on
girl.
it.
I
Still
wish I
do
was
it.
her. I am that girl.
You already are. There is that already. Yeah, that version of you already in there. Get your mind right. Right.
My
I have
life
another
has
question
seriously
on my
changed.
side.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, keep going.
My
it was
life
like
has
a
seriously
question I was
changed
thinking.
when I started doing affirmations.
Yep.
I'm like, I will be successful.
Yeah.
I will.
Yep.
I just feel like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
Well, and affirmations. Yeah, I love my affirmations too. A lot of people get like
Do you mind sharing
weird
your
about.
affirmations?
It changes.
Mhm.
It just depends on my intuition, my
What's
mood
going
that
on,
day,
yeah.
what's going on that day. Maybe like for something like this, it would be like, I am a successful stylist entrepreneur.
Yeah,
like,
good.
And I mean, I am, but like
Just that confidence.
having, being told, and I do like validation. And sometimes most of the time, you're not getting it outside yourself.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
have to
yeah.
validate myself. Again, that's what works for me, right? Not everybody needs that, but I do. So a lot of it comes to back to being successful, whatever that means, right? Whatever that means for me that day. Having confidence, knowing my worth, those were all things that kept me back for so long, is not knowing what I'm worth, not knowing the value that I can offer with just being me and just knowing what I know. So a lot of my affirmations are around that. I mean, maybe some are a little bit like, you know, funnier or silly or whatever.
I'm a
Just get me
queen.
through. I'm a queen. Yes, exactly.
I've heard that one.
Yes,
Those
yeah.
are good.
Yeah, so, and then it just becomes, affirmations just become your self-talk.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
have to
good.
be
And becomes your life.
Yes.
Your
yeah.
actual.
Yeah. I have apps that I'll scroll through when I just need a little pick-me-up, you know, just
Oh, that's nice.
an affirmation app or,
Mhm.
or whatever, and they can go by categories. Like, right now mine's about wealth and money management, so
Yes.
all of my affirmations are about that right now.
I'm gonna do that one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
always
more,
do-
again, your mindset and your
I always do
self-talk.
my affirmations in the car all the time.
Oh, yeah,
That's so
that's
good when
good.
I'm driving because I always drive everywhere.
I love that.
Do you say them out loud? Do you guys say them out loud?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
I say them in my head.
Yeah.
Which I think is just as powerful.
I
Maybe
agree.
saying it out loud could be more powerful, but
When I do my my morning routine, includes my gratitude journal, and there is a section in there that I'll write it down usually, but then throughout the day
Yes.
is when it becomes important for me.
I
Like,
love just writing like an affirmation over and over and over again.
yeah,
I will
yeah,
be rich. I will.
yeah.
Be rich.
I am rich.
I am rich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's good. Gratitude
Yeah.
journals are good.
yeah, totally. But I think it's important for me, like, just throughout the day too, just reminding myself of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this shit happens throughout the day. You
So
can get down on yourself. You can not figure something out. So yeah, affirmations, self-talk, mindset.
And the success stories people see, obviously. Oh, if I treat myself the way that Sarah treats herself,
Yeah.
I'll be as successful as Sarah.
And
True.
hopefully more so.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta do what works for you. Just do it. Just get out there. and
Just
do it.
Sponsored by Nike.
They're not sustainable.
They're not.
They're really bad.
Take that out. Take that out. So Dress Code now has a shop on the Redbubble website.
On the Redbubble.
On the Redbubble. And it has stickers on it mainly, but if you find a design that you like, you can click on it and you can put it on a t-shirt, on a water bottle, and all the proceeds go back to us, I believe. I don't think Redbubble takes a percentage, but if they do, it's probably like 20 cents or something. And it will be available by the time this episode comes out. It'll only be a few stickers, but over time more will come out. I would check, you know, weekly. Regularly, yeah.
At least when we launch a new episode, check
Yeah.
back on
Yeah,
the
every time there's a new
website.
episode, check the website and rep us, because we're gonna have cute stickers and things.
And you
to
design the
use.
stickers yourself.
I designed the stickers
Yeah.
myself. Thank you,
Shout
Mackenzie
it
Hill.
out. Yeah.
I just approve. I'm like, "Ooh, that's cute."
Hey, that makes a difference.
If anybody has a sticker design, if you ever have a sticker design,
Oh.
let us know.
Amazing.
It takes about 5 days from when we create a design for it to show up on the shop, so patience with that. But yeah, it'll be there. And again, you can, if you find a design that you like, it doesn't have to be a sticker, you can put it on different things. So
They even have like shower curtains.
yeah,
You can put
I'm
our
gonna
thing on.
shower curtain
But
with
we
the
took
dress
that
code
off 'cause
logo.
that's kind of weird.
They have like dog mats with the dress code logo on it.
How fun.
If you buy that, don't send me the picture. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This has been like so like empowering. I feel really inspired by everything that you guys are talking about right now.
I love that.
It was like less of a fashion podcast and more like a motivational, like how to start your business podcast.
I think that's so important.
I love that.
It's so,
It is
so
important.
It's a part of the fashion industry.
I
For
agree.
sure. Any industry, if you want to
True.
follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, especially in this fashion world, you gotta validate yourself, empower yourself, inspire yourself, and just start. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just go
Especially in
for
the
it.
fashion industry where people break you down. It's one of the toughest industries to be in.
Very much.
You got to be able to do it yourself.
Have that core mindset to keep going.
Mm-hmm. Well, we thank you so much for joining us today. You can find Sarah on Instagram. What is your Instagram?
Styled by Sarah.
Got it.
Perfect.
And
We'll put that above her.
what else? Do you have anything else?
You can go to my website, styledbysarah.com. It is a little out of date right now, but it's there.
No worries.
It's there.
But you're
But
absolutely-
Instagram is probably the best way
Okay.
to see what
get
I'm
a
up
hold of you
to.
and
And
stuff.
yeah, you can definitely DM me there.
Awesome.
Yeah, totally.
So happy that you're here with us. Always find us on YouTube and Spotify every other week, on Instagram and TikTok at dresscode.podcast. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having
Please
me.
like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.
1, 2, 3,
subscribe!
Let's do it.